What's up, everybody? It's J and J with Justin and Jordan.
Yeah.
Um, we back again. Just dropped an episode. We usually do one episode a week. For those wondering why we're here, there's an emergency pod. Since we've done the show, there's been a lot of news that has dropped. Different trades, different free agency signings. A lot of stuff has happened, right? And while it's all been important, a lot of crazy stuff has been important. Nothing has been close to as important as this. Not even close, Justin, to be honest with you. This is the one thing that has been worthy of we need to drop everything and come here. We have one episode a week because that's kind of the time that we have granted to us due to our differing constraints with work, with personal stuff, whatever. But we still said, yo, we gotta find this 30 minutes, 20 minutes, however long it's gonna take to talk about this trade because Luka is now part of the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis is now playing for Dallas. And all this just happened in dead middle of the night, around like 12:20, 12:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. We in Jersey. All those weeks of Jimmy Butler's going here, Warriors, Suns, Bradley Beal's going to the Bucks. Where's Fox going? Fox, oh, now he's going to go to the Spurs. He might go to the Rockets. Hey, he might be involved in this four-teamer. Out of thin air, Luka just goes to the Lakers. Completely out of nowhere. In what is, in my opinion, the biggest trade in NBA history. And when I say biggest, I'm not talking about Hall, like the Celtics and Nets trade where it ended up netting in the future Tatum and Brown, or like the KG trade in terms of all the players and assets. I'm talking about name for name. We're talking about a prime AD who's still, I'm not going to say old or young, but he's still in his prime for a 25-year-old superstar. Just got exchanged for each other. And then, of course, Max Christie on a first. This is the biggest trade. There's no one for one bigger than this. There's no trade with this much star power in history. I don't even think in any other sport. Like you and me were just talking. We talked about, real quick, Herschel Walker. We talked the A-Rod trade to the Yankees. We talked about these other trades, and it's just like, those are two of the biggest trades in sports history. But we talking name for name. This is the biggest one. And just want to ask you, Justin, because it was just dead middle of the night. Just what exactly were you doing when you saw the news? Because I know you hit the chat first. I just got absolutely gangbanged by the Twitter notification, the Sleeper app notification, Bleacher Report at the same time.
Bro, I was brushing my teeth last night and my phone was open and then I got the Shams notification and I have all the post notifications for Shams turned on. So that shit popped up. The first thing I saw was breaking. It was like Mavericks trade Luka Doncic. And I was like, what the fuck? So I stopped brushing my teeth. I opened the app and then I see like Mavericks trade Luka for Anthony Davis. And I was like, no fucking way. My wife is sitting next to me. She's like, what the fuck happened? And I was like, and I keep looking at it. I'm like, no way. And then that's when I texted Chad. I was like, guys, no way. And then that's when the second tweet came out and Shams was like, nah, this is real. And I was like, no way. My wife was like, what the fuck happened? And I was like, Luka Doncic just got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And she's like, who the fuck is Luka Doncic? And I was like,
damn, bro.
I was like, he's like the top fucking 3 player in the league. And then that's when I hit the chat. I was like, yo, did you guys see this shit? And Mike was like, what? And that's when Dave put the screenshot in the chat of what Shams tweeted. And bro, that shit was just, I couldn't believe it. My initial reaction was just like, I never in my life would have thought Luka would have got traded from Dallas. And I was just like, bro, something has to be wrong. That was my initial thought. I'm like, Luka's injury got to be way worse than it is. But like, even then in my head, we'll get into like how we really feel about the trade right now. We just giving our initial reaction of like in that moment. But I was like, yo, something had to be like fucking serious with his injury. Cause I'm like, why the fuck would they trade him? So it was just a crazy, like, turn of events, I couldn't even sleep. Like I was getting ready to go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep till like almost 3 a.m. because I was like, bro, I cannot sleep, bro. And then I was just up on Twitter the whole time, watching other people's like reactions and
Yeah.
emergency pod. Like it was just fucking insane, bro. And like I never thought this day would happen, but this is dead ass the biggest trade in fucking history.
Yeah, bro. Like I told you, like just before we even started, like me and Eric, we was playing rivals, like ranked. And right when I put the controller down, is like we just finished the game, and I got the notification. I was like, "What's going on?" And that's before I even opened the chat because I want to see if it was real or not. I was like, "This, he got hacked. He obviously got hacked. Sleeper fell for this. Bleach Report fell for this." And he said, "Nah, this is real." I was like, "Sham still wouldn't say this is real." I was like, "This sounds like some fake shit." Even with AD in a deal, there's no way Luka just left for only one first round pick. Phenomenal as AD is, incredible talent, Hall of Fame talent. Luka is a tier above him at his absolute best. Luka is generational. Anthony Davis is a step below generational. He's Hall of Fame talent, which is regular Hall of Fame talent, which is not an insult. Luka is worth multiple first round picks with a Hall of Famer in that deal. So I was surprised. I was like, this doesn't make sense. I kept putting in the chat. How many times did I say in the chat? I was like, a single first? This is fake. Why would he go for only one first round pick? This doesn't make sense. It's only one first round pick. And as it kept unraveling, like you said, I put the controller down for like a good 30 minutes. I wasn't playing with Eric. We weren't playing. I was on Twitter. Then Eric was like, "Oh shit, the Blazers game, like they announced it." I was like, "Nah, this is real then." Once he said they announced on the Blazers game, I was like, "This is a real fucking story. This is the truth." And I was shocked. And the craziest part about this story to me is that the Lakers didn't approach them. The Mavs went out looking for this trade. And to be honest with you, that's why I'm kind of happy that we waited a little bit of time. I feel like we kind of had the perfect timing to even record this because we got a little bit of details instead of just jumping straight into it. We found out that the Mavericks GM had a problem with Luka's conditioning. I don't know why he had to throw a random shot saying defense win championships, so that's why he went for AD. All these different things. And also, this was the crazy killer to me that it didn't get leaked. Just 2 weeks ago, he was fishing for a trade with Luka, and nobody found out. Who was that superstar? We don't know. But just guessing off of the classifications, just looking at, like AD's player profile, if I had to guess, he was probably either looking for Wemby or Giannis. And he got rebuffed for both. Because if you're looking for an offensive and defensive superstar that's just phenomenal and shit like that, like kind of like a Anthony Davis's, but like a higher tier, that's the two guys that fit that profile. Only two guys in the league that fit that profile. And for him to get rebuffed, I mean, I guess you just had to step down, call Rob Pelinka. And Rob Pelinka probably thought he was fucking joking.
No, deadass. There's
Yeah.
a report where he was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah. I would have thought it was a joke too.
He even said in the press conference today, he was like, "Oh, what did Rob Pelinka say when you called him?" And Nico Harrison was like, "Oh, Rob Pelinka was like, are you serious? Like, are you joking?" And he was like, "No, I'm like dead ass."
And he still went with it.
And you know what's funny?
That's the worst part. I would have been like, damn, maybe I'm fucking up, and I would have hung up. I literally would have hung up. Once somebody tells me if I'm a G, I'm like,
then you
are
saw
sure?
the other shit. I didn't watch the video, but I saw the caption and the title. It was like, "Oh, what was the owner, the governor's reaction when you told him about the trade?" He was like, "Oh, he laughed."
For the Mavs?
Yeah. And then Jason Kidd was sitting right next to him. They're like, "Oh yeah, he didn't know."
He did this behind the owner's back?
I think he told them like, "Yo, this is he's like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, what do you think?" And he laughed.
Probably thought it was a fucking joke. He probably thought, you're joking. You're sending probably one of the 4 untouchable guys in the NBA. You're even thinking of trading him. That's a joke. He really went and did it.
When you said it's a joke, I just thought of Vito.
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's a joke.
I was here. But like, in all seriousness though, it's like, you think about the untouchable guys before this trade. Like, to me, I would have thought Jokic, Luka, Wemby, Giannis. I guess you could throw in Tatum just because of how long he's been there and he's drafted by them. But in terms of like talent, it's like those 4, right? Just strictly talent based, not because of ties to like the team. Because then even then I would kind of put Booker in there. But like cutting out Book and Tatum, like those are the 4 guys purely on talent, right? And Luka just got traded. Luka himself thought, yo, I thought I was gonna be here for life. I wanted to be here for life. He dropped the thank you letter to the Mavs. He said thanks for everything to his team. He still hasn't talked to the Mavs GM. The Mavs GM sent him a text message and a voicemail. Luka hasn't responded yet.
Yeah, he was like, he may never talk to me again.
Luka didn't know about it. This is the real kicker to me. Luka didn't know about it. Bron didn't know about it, and AD didn't know about it. That's the three craziest things to me. I thought at least, well, on the Lakers side, I thought at least Bron would have known. I really thought Bron would have gotten a call from Pelinka to at least think about it, right? As like an advice thing, you feel me? But the fact that none of those three key guys knew was crazy to me, bro. Which is, I'm not saying like it's fine. Like I'm saying it's fine, but like my point is like to me, I was shocked that none of them was like informed at all, especially LeBron, to see what was going on. And the craziest thing to me too is the supposed report that the rift with AD started. This one was kind of weird to me. It kind of sounded like bullshit, to be honest with you, that a rift started when AD was like, yeah, we need a center. But it's like, are you really gonna trade AD because he asked for a center? Like, and that kind of sounded like bullshit to me, and it confirmed it was bullshit once the report came out. Like, no, yeah, the Mavs weren't looking for a trade. I was like, they're just coming up with bullshit on why they wanted to move AD. Like, no, you got offered Luka, so yeah, you're gonna move AD. They were not gonna move AD for anything else. I promise you. Besides Luka or Wemby, they were not gonna move AD for anything else. But going into the conditioning concerns, Justin, like, to be honest, I don't even want to ask you, would you be concerned about the fitness? Because I already know the answer. When you have a 25-year-old player who, to be honest with you, at the very worst, in my opinion, will be the 30th best player to ever touch a basketball, at worst, the 30th best player, you could get him to condition himself. Supposedly he was like 260, 270 pounds, some shit like that. You could get him to lose the weight. To cut your losses on a 25-year-old is stupid.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
If he was 30, okay, then I would have done it. If he had the talent of Zion, no disrespect to Zion, I'm just saying Zion's not generational like Luka. That one said, okay, I'll cut my losses. Because the Pelicans haven't even cut their losses yet. And you tell me the Mavs cut their losses before the Pelicans because of weight reasons, because of conditioning reasons, because of fitness? Yeah, that's ridiculous. And this guy just took you to the finals.
Yeah, they said Luka getting traded for being fat before Zion is crazy.
It's ridiculous. The guy who just took you to the finals, the conference finals, the playoffs every year, except the one anomaly when they just got Kyrie and all that shit in the middle of the season. Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah. I feel like there's more to the story, even though it's still unraveling all this stuff. There has to be more rifts to this, to be honest with you. Because there's no way it's just, Luka's fat, he's out of shape, and we don't like that he doesn't play defense. I could look past all that when you're a 25-year-old superstar that looks like a fucking god on the court and has no, and I can see on the court, there's no signs of you slowing down for years to come.
If the actual reason was because of concerns of his weight, this is fucking GMing malpractice. Because, bro, we literally saw what the fuck he did last year in the playoffs on a fucked up fucking knee. Yeah. And I have no doubt in my mind, like, he was he was approaching like 273, or he got to that weight. His playing weight is what, like 235?
Should be. Under 240.
He could get there. Like, it's not like the Zion situation where he was like damn near 300 and we asking him to get to like 260. For Luka to get from 270 to like 235, that don't seem like a big ask. And plus, Luka already doesn't have the play style of like a Zion where like you're jumping out the gym and it's like a bunch of pressure on your knees. His game is way more like finesse and like doesn't involve any athleticism at all. But yeah, some shit like that where it's like weight concerns, that's more of a disciplining thing. Like, that doesn't mean, this guy's eating too much, I'm gonna have to trade him. Like, that's insane to me. And this is where I'm gonna get into my thing where I was like, all right, if they're trading Luka, his injury got to be way worse than it is. But then thinking that to myself, I'm like, that doesn't fucking justify trading him for fucking Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
who's 31, who turns 32 next month, who's also injury prone in his own right. Like Luka's way more available than Anthony Davis. That's a fact. So to make that move, that doesn't justify like if Luka's injury was as serious as it is. And I know Michael's like, oh, calf, that leads to Achilles. And I'm like, yeah, that's historically true, but I'm more like if Luka has a torn Achilles, I'm confident he's gonna come back and still be like Luka. If it was Zion, nah, I'd be like, yeah, it might be cooked for Zion. But for Luka, I'm confident he would come back from a torn Achilles and still be Luka. I think this is like a fireable offense type shit
100%.
on the Mavs end. Like, you don't trade like franchise guys. You don't do that unless they literally go to you and say, I would like to request a trade. Like, cause we've all seen the reports. Luka did not go to Nico Harrison and say, I would like to be traded, and it has to be the Lakers. Like we've seen stars do in the past. That was not the case.
He didn't want to leave.
He didn't even want to leave. So you don't trade franchise guys unless they request a trade. Like, even like we just never seen it, bro. We never see it. I think the only time we've ever seen it, and it wasn't even to like maybe this magnitude, but I'm pretty sure Bob McAdoo got traded like early on, like a year after he won MVP from the Clippers or the Buffalo Clippers. Whatever.
And bro had to go back 50 years for that anecdote too. That was 50 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the only time it's really happened. Ago. But and that motherfucker, I think they did it because the new owner was just trying to like, we gonna rebuild, like fuck it. But yeah, bro, you don't do that, especially when you just made it to the finals the year prior. And somebody like me who got up here and said, when Luka comes back, I think they will be one of the top teams in the Western Conference. They could make another run. I feel like with this deep team that they have, in my opinion, their team this year was better than last year's. And Luka just got hurt. Unfortunately, this was like the only season where you could say that Luka missed time. Because every other season he misses games here and there, but it wasn't like significant where it's like, oh, it's concerning. But I thought when he came back, I'm like, this team gonna get back rolling. They got a good squad. They're deep. But now, I mean, shit, it's a deep team, but now you're missing Luka Doncic, and that's a very fucking big hole to miss in the playoffs, Pauls.
Yeah. I mean, just going back to the weight point that you made and the injury and shit, like, again, it's just discipline. He's 25. You could get him down to lose some weight, right? You could get him to lose 20 pounds. The thing that kind of blew me too, like you said, like, if it was about getting a healthier player and you're swinging for AD, this is a guy who in back-to-back seasons played 36 games and then 40 games. Recently, he has gotten healthier. That's perfectly fine, but he's also just entered his 30s. And you're paying him until what? Just until he's 35, 36? So would you rather pay Anthony Davis, who already has injury history, until he's 36, this big money, or Luka big money from 25 all throughout his entire prime into his early 30s? Even if he does have injury problems and weight problems. No matter what, even if Luka had the same injury problems as AD, at least he has youth on his side and he's a better talent. At least you have that and you're paying them the same amount of money, damn near.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me if that's the excuse. AD's not on the fucking floor more than Luka. Like you just said, the only season where Luka struggled, by the way, quote unquote, to stay on the floor was the year they missed the playoffs and he missed 16 games. Which isn't terrible. It's not good either. It's not ideal. This is the year where he's missed the most games already so far, even if he was to finish out the season. But like AD, 66 games is phenomenal. We would be impressed with that. Last season, we were so impressed that he played 70 plus games. But to go back-to-back 36 and 40 games, like last season, I think he played just as many games as those two seasons combined. No funny shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he just played enough games. So to me, it was just ironic. It was ironic to me and hypocritical to say, hey, we want a guy that's healthy. We're concerned about the injuries. We're concerned about weight and shit like that. And it's like, you just trade for a guy who's more injury prone, who's older, and you're going to be paying him big money into his kind of in late 30s. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. I'm worried about the Mavs. I'm already pressing the panic button in terms of team making the playoffs and shit like that. Because to be honest with you, like you said, if Luka was to come back, it was like, all right, like they have a solid team, so on and so forth. I don't trust AD to lead teams, which I've made clear a couple of times before. This is why I think this is a major W for the Lakers.
Hell yeah.
Because my concern, I don't know if I've ever addressed this on the show, but my concern for the Lakers and big question mark has always been, what do you do after Bron leaves? Do you really build around AD? Because before Bron paired up with AD and shit like that, what was AD doing? AD was missing the playoffs more often than making it.
Yeah.
And your excuse to be, oh, but he had shitty teams, so on and so forth. All he had was Drew Holiday. All he had was fucking Ryan Anderson averaging like 18. All he had was Eric Gordon and this and that. But it's like, we've seen guys who are, when you're like a top 7 talent, no matter what, you should at least be able to win 40 games. I'm not saying championship. I'm not saying conference finals. I'm not even saying win a series. And by the way, I'm not even saying make the playoffs. I'm saying Anthony Davis was struggling to win 40 fucking games as a so-called top 5 talent year in and year out. So that's why automatically I was like, this is a big fucking hole. They need to kind of get that second star to pair with AD once LeBron is gone. I know when we had like a small conversation on the show, you said like LaMelo, right? Like LaMelo on the Lakers would be tough. This is obviously a way bigger upgrade than LaMelo. Upgrade, so it's like to have Luka be the guy to carry the torch from LeBron. I mean, Laker fans are the most spoiled franchise in sports, is all I could say. Even more than Yankee fans like myself, more than Real Madrid fans, more than any other fan base.
Motherfuckers went from Wilt to Kareem to Shaq.
Well, hey, let's not forget Magic.
No, but I'm talking about like free agent signings and shit.
Oh, I was just talking about icons.
Or trades.
I'm talking about straight up icons from time to time.
Oh, icons is even more.
I don't even think they've gone 5 years without an icon.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me.
I was just talking about like free agent or like trade.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cause like you went from Wilt to fucking Kareem to Shaq. Then you went to, Kobe was basically a trade too.
Yeah. Draft day trade.
LeBron, Pau Gasol, LeBron in free agency. Then Anthony Davis trade.
Dwight in the middle of that.
I'll give that because at the time
that was a big fucking trade. That was a big deal.
That was a big deal. Even though it didn't work out, that was a big deal at the time. And now Luka Doncic. It's like these motherfuckers always have a star. It's like the only time in my life that these motherfuckers didn't have a star was it
was like a 2-year gap.
Yeah, it was
when Kobe retired.
Yeah, it was that 2-year gap.
Just 16, 17, and 17, 18.
Yeah.
And then Bron got there. And you could say, oh, but Kobe was old. But regardless, it's like Justin said, even just cutting out like the free agencies and shit, it's like Jerry West and Will, and then you go all the way into Kareem. You transition that into Kareem.
And you get Magic.
Kareem needs help. Let's get Magic. Magic has the unfortunate retirement. Then they have a short gap of like 2 years.
And that
they get Shaq and Kobe.
That Magic draft pick was so lucky.
Yeah, you fucking finessed the Jazz.
It was so lucky.
You finessed the Jazz in the trade with Gail Goodrich.
The Lakers are very lucky franchise.
So
they got lucky. Nobody took Kobe.
Yeah, that too. The Kobe shit. And then you had Kobe all these years, and then you transition to Bron after 2 years of not having a star. You get Bron, and now you're gonna have Bron retire probably after next season. Then you're gonna have Luka for about 10 to 13 years, however long he stays there. So automatically, that's a big W for them. I don't trust AD being that main guy for a team. So going back to the Mavs, I don't know, even just this season, because obviously this move is about win now and win in the near future. Because he even said, I don't know if you saw the quote. He said to me, the future is 3 to 4 years. He said, I don't view the future as the next 10 years. In 10 years, me and Jason Kidd might even be buried.
Oh, I posted that on the
fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I have
like that's a fireable offense to even say some shit like that.
Yeah, he said
you gotta worry about the next 10 years.
He said the future to me is 3 to 4 years from now. The future, 10 years from now. They'll probably bury me and Jason Kidd by then, or we'll bury ourselves.
Yeah, like that's a fireable quote.
I posted that and I was like,
about 10 years from now.
I'm like, yeah.
You have to.
And then I don't know what. And then this quote right here, He said, Nico Harrison says, I believe that defense wins championships.
Yeah, that one was stupid.
And he said, I believe that getting an all defensive center and all NBA player with defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future.
Let's see if you win a series, my nigga. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Let's see if you win a series this year.
Yo, Nico Harrison, you might have to look over your shoulder the rest of your life, my nigga. Deadass. Because I'm not gonna lie, Mavs fans, I wouldn't even blame you if you said I'm switching teams.
They're already protesting. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, yo, if y'all decided to like switch teams, I wouldn't blame you, bro. And I see people like putting up like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was victim of it too, posting it. But they reposted the Jalen Brunson and Luka at the podium when they both got drafted, and they're like, they fucking traded two generational motherfuckers.
All right, well.
And I was like, to be fair, nobody knew Jalen Brunson was gonna become this.
He's not generational though either.
Yeah, and but I reposted. I was like, yeah, this move is like poverty franchise behavior type shit.
You know what's the funniest part of that too? Because fuck the Brunson and Luka picture. Let's go back even more. A direct quote from Mark Cuban when he paired up Luka and KP right when the trade happened. He said, I'm just, this isn't verbatim. I'm just trying to, it's not a direct quote. He said some shit like, I made a mistake letting Steve Nash go and not having him and Dirk together for many years to come. I'm not making that mistake again. And then shortly after, he let KP go. And now look, at least he kept Dirk.
Rightfully so.
At least he kept Dirk though when he let go of Steve Nash. He lost both stars this time. That's fucking insane. Like, the Mavs lost both stars this time.
I mean, if Mark Cuban was running the show, the show was not happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not blaming Mark Cuban for this, by the way. But I'm just saying, like, he said direct quote. And then the other funny quote, too, would Mark Cuban say, if you ask me to trade Luka or divorce my wife, he said, I'm calling the divorce lawyer. That's just funny as fuck. But it's just like, they're just so prone to just letting guys go ASAP. Letting stars go ASAP,
yeah,
bro. It's like, ridiculous.
Yo, y'all cut y'all fucking your window very short.
They're cursed. It's over.
You shut your window off. Like, I mean, yeah, today in this moment on paper, the Mavericks team, it's a nice regular season team. But
first of all, do they even get out of the play-in like window right now? Do they finish top 6? Because they just got blown out by the Cavs.
Yeah.
Badly. The morale is at an all-time low.
Yeah, they got blown
PJ
out
was
bad.
dejected in the interview about this shit. Do they even get into that top 6, first of all, to avoid the play-in complete? Because they're going to struggle in the play-in games.
I don't know. I would like to say yeah, just because of how, like, on paper, how deep this team is. But come playoff time, I have no faith.
I don't see this team winning a series.
Yeah.
I don't see this team finishing top 6. They could win playing games and get into playoffs like that way. Like, I think they could. I still got them beating the Kings. I'm not gonna front as the Kings guy. They could still beat the Kings. They might be able to beat the Suns still. And I'm trying to think who else is down there with us. I don't know if they're beating the Timberwolves. It'll be close. That one will still be a close fight. But it's like you might get into playoffs through the play-in, but you're still fucked. You're still absolutely fucked after that. You're not beating any team in a playoff series.
Because thinking about it, yeah, the team, it looks nice on paper. Like, you have Kyrie, you still have PJ, Najee Marshall, you have AD now, Klay Thompson, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, Quentin Grimes. Like, this is a nice team, like a nice, like, strong rotation. But, like, my thing is, you're asking a lot more of Kyrie now.
Yes.
And you're asking a little bit more from Anthony Davis now, too. And yeah, like, it sounds good in theory. Like, AD gets to play the 4 and he has Gafford on the back line or Derek Lively on the back line to help out. That aspect is going to be fun. But offensively, bro, you're asking Kyrie to do a lot.
And he's older.
And he's older. Like, if this was like 2018 Kyrie, I'm like, okay, this might be some shit. But right now, bro, I'm sorry. I still have it in my head like what OKC did to Kyrie in the playoffs. Like, that shit is not. It's probably gonna look even worse now if they matched up. Same thing with what Boston did to Kyrie.
I'm gonna push back on that 2018 shit that you just said because I'm sorry to cut you off, but even 18 Kyrie, 19 Kyrie was incapable of being the guy, and that's at his absolute peak.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, Anthony Davis is incapable of winning as the guy. And automatically, one of these two guys has to be the guy. They both won as, let's be real, if you want to call them the number 2 or the 1B to LeBron, that's fine. But they weren't the 1 or 1A to him. So, in theory, they're either the sidekick or the Batman to Bron Superman. None of these guys know how to be the guy and truly win. Kyrie failed to win in Boston as a guy. He wanted to do it. He wanted to be his own guy. He got hurt in the first playoff run. Boston went deep. Second playoff run that he was there, he failed in the second round. They couldn't go as far with him, and he quit already. He said, "Shit, I'm not built for this solo star shit. Let me call KD." And months later, he's like, "All right, let's pair up with James Harden then." AD, like I just told you, failure year in and year out, can't even win 40 games more often than not, right? So one of these guys automatically has to become the guy. Who is it going to be? Most likely AD. And like I just said, it doesn't really lead to many results. Because it's not going to be PJ, obviously. PJ's not your number 1. Y'all not going to be cruising and feeding off Bron. Neither of y'all are going to be feeding off Bron. So one of you guys has to step up. Is it going to be Kyrie's, 34, 33? Is it going to be 33-year-old Kyrie? Or what's 80, 32? Or 32-year-old Anthony
Kyrie's
Davis?
About to be 33, I think.
These guys are now in their early 30s. Both of them have injury problems every once in a while. They get hurt. And both of them, let's be real, cannot lead a team to the promised land. Like you said, Kyrie got locked the fuck up in OKC. It's the truth. Half of that playoff run in 2 series, he got locked up. In 2 series, he cooked.
Yeah.
You can't rely on him to cook for all 4 series. They're not contenders. Just yesterday, we were talking about these guys, and with John, we were talking about these guys can be contenders. That shit is gone now. The Mavs are not contenders no more. They're a joke. They're a joke.
Yeah. That shit is dead, bro.
The window is closed for years to come, and that's why this is what pissed me off about his quote from that 3 to 4 years. You could at least get 2 picks along with AD.
Yeah, I would have.
Realistically, I would have asked for 3 picks, and if Rob was like, "Go fuck yourself," I would have been like, "All right, let me at least get 2."
Yeah.
Let me at least get 2 to build for the future in case this AD shit don't work, which most likely it's not gonna work.
And yeah, good luck, because you got the 2029 first. These niggas getting Luka back.
It doesn't mean nothing.
It doesn't mean nothing now. And I trust, and I'm sorry, a lot of y'all Lakers fans, y'all should be throwing a fucking party for Rob Pelinka. Because a lot
calling him a terrorist and shit. Yo.
Yeah, calling him a terrorist and shit. I'm like, yo, he made that fucking Westbrook trade because Brown was beasting for it. Like, I could already tell, like, Pelinka was like, nigga, I don't want to do that shit, man. But yo, I'm sorry. This is like some legendary
This
shit.
just absolved him of every mistake he ever made. That's crazy.
Every mistake he made. Like, on top, and even the AD trade, that was some big shit too. And him even getting Braun there in the first place. This shit, bro, this shit solidifies him, bro. I feel like, and I have so much faith in Rob Pelinka that they are going to get somebody to pair up with Luka. Like, once LeBron is gone, they're the fucking Lakers. They're going to get somebody else. Who that second person is, we don't know right now. But, bro, it's LA. It's the Lakers. Now you have Luka Doncic. They're definitely going to get somebody. Who that second star is, I don't know. I was trying to think in my head when I was at work today. And I was like, damn, what would be like the great? Because in my head, I'm like, I hate the shit on this nigga right now. But I was like, I could imagine myself seeing breaking Bam Adebayo to Lakers. I'm like, that's not doing shit.
That's just not moving me.
Yeah, it's not moving me.
The thing is, though, I'm not even thinking of like star. Like, this guy's been in trade talks for like 7 years, but like, I feel like Miles Turner really work out there. And the thing is too that I really like what Lowe said. By the way, like I told you, I got to send you that clip where he was beasting with the shit that he said. It was funny as fuck. But like what Lowe said, he said, now that they have that secondary ball handler, which is so fucking funny to say, Luka's secondary ball handler. Now that they have someone else that they could trust with the ball that's not LeBron, and they really had to rely on Austin Reeves to do that duty work, they could let go of Austin Reeves to do some real shit in a trade right now.
Yeah,
whether it's
his value,
whether it's a Miles Turner or something else, like a real center, that's what they need the most. You don't want to throw out Jackson Hayes, obviously. Now they could get a real competent center, and I feel like they could really do some damage in the season. I think they could contend this year right now, bro.
Jackson Hayes is so cooked.
Yeah,
he went up to Josh Hart yesterday. He's like, "Yo, I'm guarding you, bro." And Josh Hart was like, "Word?" And this nigga Josh Hart went off.
It's just so crazy to me, though, going back to the Rob stuff of all the shit that they complain about, rightfully so, but it's like all the stars that they missed on. They missed on Paul George right when they got the AD shit going on. They missed on Kawhi. Like, they missed on all these stars, you feel me? And then it's just like, all those misses just led up to this. It just led up to getting Luka. It's insane to me. And just to put into perspective, that's so funny to me is he traded Lonzo, he traded Brandon Ingram, he traded Josh Hart, basically for the end product, Luka and a championship. He let go of all those pieces for Luka and a championship.
Nah, Rob Pelinka fucking cooked.
And for a moment in time, people were saying like, "Oh, New Orleans won this trade. This is a king's ransom." For a moment in time, for a short moment in time, people said they won this trade. There's a king's ransom. Look who's laughing now. They just end up with a generational star.
Yeah.
And then a championship with AD. And they just I don't want to say cut their laws, but they got what they needed from AD. They got the very best version of AD out of him. And they just moved on from him without having to deal with paying him for his later years. Which kind of sucks to say, but it's like they took old Yeller in a way. And he's not even that old yet. They don't have to deal with paying a 35-year-old AD.
It's crazy. Nico Harrison,
It's ridiculous, bro.
I wonder how long it's going to be until you get fired.
This documentary is going to go hard, bro.
Yo, because imagine if you, as crazy as it sounds, like, imagine if you just put out, like, your shopping Luka Doncic, like, the packages you could have got from other teams.
Yo, Kings, bro. It could have been, you could have signed De'Aaron Fox, Devin Carter, Mad Picks. Nah, that's not matching the Lakers shit. I wish.
You think this washes away some of the shame for the Kings?
I feel like this kind of I don't know what the packages look like now because people are now clowning like the Jimmy and the Fox trade ideas. Because now they're like, oh, Luka only netted one first. Fuck y'all think y'all gonna get now? But it's also like, yeah, but AD's attached to it though. That's different.
Yeah,
so
niggas are like, Mikal Bridges went for more picks than 8.
And the Gobert was funny as hell too. I can't lie, but it's like I don't know. I don't know what their value's gonna be like now. It's crazy. All the reactions were funny too. Like I told you, Devin Booker, when he heard it, he said, he was like, they got Luka Garza? Like, he was genuinely confused. CJ McCollum saying, I might as well pack my bags because if Luka could get traded, anyone could. Many people cooked him, were like, bro, nobody wants you. You're good. You're stuck in New Orleans. Nobody wants your ass. That shit was funny as hell.
You safe, bro.
Everybody, like, that. This is why I said it's the biggest trade in sports, or one of them at worst. It's like, everybody felt this shit. Sexy Red tweeted about this shit. Magnus Carlsen, one of the best chess players in the world, tweeted about this shit.
Patrick Mahomes
was like, what the hell? And somebody replied, he's like, even the devil's shocked about this shit. That shit was funny as hell.
Even fucking Dirk tweeted about it.
Yeah, Dirk sent out an emoji shocked as hell, probably disappointed. I told you like a DJ stopped all the music in the club to announce the trade. It's crazy. This is once in a lifetime. We'll never see a trade like this ever again.
I feel bad for Mavs fans, bro. If I was a Mavs, I would dead ass like leave.
Bro, imagine trading Mike for fucking Magic Johnson.
Or like Magic at the end of his career.
Like even like, let's say like the HIV shit doesn't happen, right? Or you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, legitimately, imagine trading Magic Johnson for Jordan. And even then, like, AD's not as good as Magic. That's the craziest part.
Yeah, the only time you would have been hype if that happened, if it was like fucking 1985.
My favorite bit is everybody comparing this to what's NFL equivalent, what's MLB equivalent, hockey equivalent, soccer equivalent, what's the girl equivalent. That's just funny. So the funniest one was some girl asked this dude, he was like, what's the girl equivalent? This dude said, maybe Jay-Z divorces Beyonce to date Doja Cat. Some nigga replied with the gunna writing with the fucking pen on fire, bro. That's just really funny. But this shit is ridiculous, bro. Obviously, I don't think anyone's saying the Mavs got the W in this trade. They could shock us maybe one day in the future. Who knows? Maybe AD goes crazy or something. But I strongly doubt that they win this trade.
Yeah,
I really fucking doubt it. There's no way. There's no way, because even if they were to win, let's say they were to win a championship, right? 2 years from now or something with AD for whatever reason, the Lakers still got Luka for a decade and a half. At least a decade, let's say. Let me not say a decade and a half, because I don't think he's gonna play till 40. You still have a decade of Luka. I'd rather have that and the potential to win championships with an S at the end instead of just one. So yeah. The Mavs lost this trade.
And you sent him to the same conference.
Yeah, and you sent him to the same conference. So even if you want to compete, you got to see him.
You got to see him.
And they're going to see them very soon in the
Oh, I
regular
can't
season.
wait till they play against each other.
They're about
Oh.
to soon. In
I
a couple
would
weeks.
love.
I think someone said February 20th. I could be wrong. Something
February
like that.
25th or some shit. I would love, and I love Anthony Davis, but I would love AD switched onto Luka and he hits one of those step backs and he looks at fucking Nico Harrison.
I don't think he's gonna show up to that game. I think he's gonna stay his ass home. I ain't gonna hold
And
you.
he looks at Nico Harrison. He's like, "Defense, motherfucker, what?" Because Luka turned into a brother when he hit that game winner.
Nah, bro. I don't. I want to know if that game's in LA or Dallas. I really hope it's in Dallas.
I'm about to find out right now.
I really hope that's just in Dallas.
Nah, if that game is in Dallas, Nico Harrison might have to pull up like fucking George Bush.
Yeah, he needs Secret Service.
Yeah.
No funny shit. He really needs some Secret Service to go to that game, bro. Or else he's cooked.
That game is in LA.
That's disappointing, bro. That's really.
They said the Lakers want Luka to come back before All-Star.
Yeah, I wouldn't even rush him, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush him.
You guys are like the 5 seed. I don't want to say comfortably, but like kind of comfortably. You feel me? Away from the play-in.
I wonder if they play in Dallas.
I hope they play in Dallas sometime soon. Unless they already finished the games in Dallas.
I'm trying to find it right now. I think they might have played in that. Oh,
March?
April 9th.
Jeez, that's far away, bro.
Yeah, April 9th. They play in Dallas.
He's gonna go for 83. He might really he might really tell Bron to sit out that game.
Damn, who has him in fantasy?
Colin.
Comeback season.
Colin has him in fantasy.
Actually,
bro.
no, the season will be over by then. Fantasy season will be over.
I mean, I'm tied with him in this. No, I'm a game ahead of him in the standings, I think. I'm gonna win ahead, bro. Craziness, bro. Craziness. Justin, any closing thoughts, bro? I'm ahead of everything.
Nico Harrison, head on a swivel, for the rest of your life. Yeah, bro, this is malpractice. The Mavs they'll look like a cool they're gonna get regular season wins, but they're not going far at all. Like they cut their championship window the minute they traded Luka Doncic, and this is legitimately some fireable shit. Like you don't trade a superstar, like I said, unless they request a trade, bro. You can't. And I wish Luka the best in LA. I really do. Cause he even said it in his letter that he thought he was gonna be in Dallas for his entire career.
Yeah.
So to stab a player in the back like that after he just led you to the finals, shit, bro. Fuck you, Nico Harrison. Like Luka didn't even play for the Knicks, bro. Like, and I feel that type of anger because it's like franchises only get a player like that once in a fucking lifetime, and you just threw it away.
Mm-hmm. The Bulls have not gotten a guy like Jordan. And if you want to say D Rose, that's fine. I still disagree.
Yeah, still.
Because D Rose is incredible. He wasn't Michael Jordan, though. You feel me? We still haven't seen a guy like that on the Knicks. The Cavs got that in LeBron. They might never see that ever again.
Yeah.
The Warriors got that in Curry. They're not going to see that ever again. Those generational guys, we probably see 3 of them in the league at the same time. And there's 30 teams, bro. There's 30 teams in the league. So to move Luka like this, bro, and with all due respect, I love Dirk Nowitzki, one of my favorite players of all time. He's not generational. He's not generational. He's just not. He's incredible. One of the best power forwards of all time, a top 30 player, maybe even top 25. But when it comes to generational, like top 15 potential, like this guy was here in Dallas and you just let him go. You don't let generational go. You don't let Michael Jordan go. You don't let LeBron go. You don't let Larry Bird go. You don't let Magic Johnson leave. Yeah. You feel me? You don't let Hakeem leave. You don't let Shaq leave. These are guys, you don't let them fucking leave. You don't let Kevin Durant and Curry leave. You don't let Kobe leave LA. These are all names. You don't let them leave. And honestly, Jokic too, you add Luka to that list. These are all guys you're not supposed to let them leave.
I'm going to close with this. Think about, I'm just talking to Dallas right now, Dallas Mavericks. Think about what life was like post 2011.
Oh my God, terrible.
Bro, after 2011, those years were dog shit. Making the playoffs, getting bounced in round 1, missing the playoffs, making the playoffs, getting bounced in round 1, missing the playoffs, making the playoffs, getting bounced in round 1. That was the Mavericks after winning in 2011. That's all it was. Either making the playoffs and losing the first round, or just missing the playoffs completely. And then all of that changed when they got Luka Doncic in 2018. I hope you're prepared for that reality, because that looks like where you're headed to. You guys will probably get regular season wins and shit like that. Kyrie and AD might combine for fucking 70 points one game on a Thursday night on TNT. But you guys will be a fucking first round exit.
Yeah. Yo, Nico, get ready to apply for some EBT, nigga. Because you really should be out of a job. No funny shit. And Jerry Jones, for the first time in your life in a long time, you safe, bro.
Yeah.
you really safe. You only the second most hated man in Dallas for the first time in a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. That's real life. That's how you know you fucked up really badly, bro, in terms of sports in Dallas.
If I'm Nico Harrison, I'm going to sleep with a Glock.
2 of them. One on each side, bro. Damn, bro. Justin, walk us out of here, bro. I cannot believe
If you guys
this
are
shit.
listening on audio, please give us 5 stars. Please like. If you're watching on YouTube, please like. Please subscribe. Follow us on TikTok at the JJ Podcast 1. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
Fuck Jay Uso. I love you, John Cena.
You're not a
Peace.
cop, Jay Reed.